So great. Hi, welcome to the fifth dimension, or wherever you are at. It's all good. We're all one. We wanted to create a beautiful welcome. Thank you. We've got the all of the beautiful collectives that are going to speak through me. We're going to do some channeling and some songs and some sounds because it's a Monday. And we wanted to infuse, as we always do, information, wisdom, hints, and tips to keep your life in the vibration that is in the alignment of in many of the light programs. And we say light programs, all aspects of life in our universe. This universe in particular is moving into a new thread of another universe. And those vibrational threads, they're being co-entangled with universal energies, which at the multi-dimensional galactic levels, all levels of life are being offered those aspects of expansiveness, expansive light quotient at every level. And it's beyond what we have words for because we don't understand those aspects of the multiverse that God has shown me in previous experiences and previous images. And I do have a picture of it. A picture of the many, many pictures that I've drawn. And we do have the Galactic Federation and the many of symposiums of light, some of my drawings. And they're with us, and we thank you. And we're going to do some sound, and we're going to talk about sound, how sound assists you in raising your vibration, and allowing yourself, as we talk about most often than not, is creating the new routine so that you can optimize the light that you're being sent, the codes that you're being activated, codes that are in your field and the gifts that are in your field that require your time and your presence to nurture and nourish. And so our universe right now, and this is actually on, I made a gift years and years ago when the creators gave this to me, Mother, Father, God, and I was having a dentist appointment, and because I was so relaxed and just focusing on my teeth, they always give me these downloads. And so the downloads that I saw was from, this is a side view, and from the top down effect of a multiverse experience moving through ascension. And ours is this middle one moving up to a higher vibrational universe. And this multiverse experience, because a universe isn't in and of itself a multiverse because they're always threaded together. And because our whole evolutionary process within the omnipresent is moving through a new expansiveness of potentiation, anything that we do in any moment to allow ourselves to harmonize in greater light and greater love of greater oneness of the all, because again, everything within this particular universe is the law of one in the greater law of one, then all aspects of what we create and manifest is also creating other threads for the universe that is next to us, we say lower. And again, these are just words, not qualitative or quantitative, but in essence of the physics and the chemistry of those origins of life that the creator has in the divine plan, then it would in essence, just as a micro macro, those in your family that are going through ascension, if there's one being in your family that is focusing on their light and expanding within who they are as light, they will touch and affect all. But every universe has its own responsibility. And so our universal responsibility for this aspect of life is Metatron within the divine plan of Mother, Father, and all the programs of light, and then the various councils and groups from the Metatronic experience of life, the evolution of light, and the light within life. And so we're going to give you a mantra today. We're going to talk about the embellishment and living within your own sacredness, so that you can be in alignment of the universal experience of your ascension, because your universal experience of who you are allows you to align with, all of those aspects that you are. And so when you align in this now presence of who you are in your Metatronic light, in your Metatronic alignment or mantra, and it can be whatever you want, but I'll give you one as an example. Then you can allow that yourself in all of your multiverse experience, because you are the multiverse. You are all aspects of all bodies, all forms that you've ever taken. And this is why it allows you to also see that you are all one with those in your collective. And so our remembrance, our unification desire for each and every soul being here, although most are not remembering it, and the awakening process helps us remember that every reason within our soul's contract is at some level, at some point, whether it be subconscious or not, is for us to remember our unification and our oneness. because being one of the planets that's the farthest out from the creator, if you will, from the central sun, and the most energy that we receive from our beautiful experience of consciousness in the sun and all the codes that are held in the beautiful experience of all that we are as creator life, we've experienced great de-evolution because of such limiting programs that have kept us in these simulation programs of lack and limitation, putting our value and our power outside of us. And so now as we learn a sovereignty, we return all that power and all that love back to us, and we live within the center of our beingness is omnipresent. And then we can align those mantras of love and benevolence to all aspects of us. Therefore, lots of throat clearing. As you can tell, it's my gift to be here. Allowing the multiverse experience of us to also help in the universal. And this is why we always say, all that you do in this now moment affects the all. And it really absolutely does. It absolutely does. Every being in your house, and we're starting these beautiful weekly offerings of light communities. So if you want to join us Thursday night, you can just email me. And that's just how to introduce everybody to awakening, how to introduce everybody to the process, your own unique process of ascension, because your process will be different and unique to each person. You'll have a different pacing. You'll have a different honoring of how you clear your own karma, why your karma is the way it is, and what lessons can you pull. Because karma is there. The 51% that each is meant and responsible to clear is because of the lessons that your soul needs to transcend and move and evolve and shake and expand. And so your karmic lessons and your soul's experience is unique to you. And so why no one can tell you and do your karma clearing for you. Everybody in your unique setting of your home, if you will, the more consciously awake you are, you're adding value to not only your field, your cells, the health of your body, but you're also assisting those in your family as we come as a co-creative entanglement to also offer their light and their potentiation. Every soul has their unique soul's lesson, and it cannot deviate from that. You still have free will, yes, but your guides and your teams will always lead you back to that soul lesson until it is learned. You can't just skip over a soul lesson. It's got to be learned. And that's why the ascension process is the way it is. Those that choose not to do the inner work, if you will still have their life experience, but it will be involved and revolved around the vibrational similarities. And those that want to expand will then start branching out and reaching off. And that's only the natural essence of the laws of vibration, the laws of one, and why we've often offered in all of our understandings that to really get intimate with your own ascension path. What is your ascension cycle showing you and offering you? Usually in alignment with the new moons and full moons. And what are they offering you to really get intimate about? The wounds that you've carried. If there's any shadow energy that you're coming up against, just face it and honor and start clearing it. And then return to the plus. Because anything that we experience in the vibrational experience of the limitations and the lineage conformities from our histories, from all of time on planet Earth, has been the limiting stories of lack, fear, giving your power outside of you, and then returning it within. Who are you? What do you exist within and what exists within you? Because the spiral of now changes all. Just as we said, is that multiverse micro-macro effect. And so you're responsible for adding that plus. That plus vibration creates that new reality and gets you off the karmic cycle. That plus allows you your responsibility for your own light, your responsibility for your choices and your potentiation of your platform. And not anyone can bring anybody for, tugging anybody along for the ride. Everybody is responsible for their own light. Everyone has to take their choices. Everyone has to take their commandmentship of their health and their wellness, and not give power away to outside sources that say your health is outside of you. The power of your youthfulness is outside of you. No, it's all held within, and this is the now moment where we become sovereign and Christic, Metatronic in our frequency. And so we wanted just to step into the channel here for our teams and our councils. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. That feels good. Thank you, Spirit. And so we want to set the intention today. And this can be just a really quick reminder, and you can do this every morning if you wish. Just to clear out what energies need to be cleared out, and just love your body and adore yourself. The more that you love yourself and adore yourself, you're opening up the field of light that you are, micro, macro. This is you and Gaia, your field of light to all of the potentiations that Spirit offers you. Depending on where you're operating from, it could either be a negative potentiation or it can be a positive potentiation. Now, through the path of ascension, you will want to navigate all of it so that you can know that you're a master and you can navigate all of it. Everything, if you can allow anything in the creation, any one moment, releasing all fear, and just know that, yeah, I can handle this. I know how to navigate anything that spirit brings forward. And if there's any fears or any worries or concerns, just know that you're creating those timelines of fears and worries and concerns. So deal with the fears and worries and concerns, because they're all illusions. They're usually connected with stories through that psyche wounding of abandonment, betrayal, rejection, all of the inner wounds that we have from childhood, as well as all lineages from any other timeline that you've carried, and why they thread with your everyday experience, because your everyday experience is the one to activate those deep wounds to come forward and clear. And so there's always a reason why you go through what you go through and why you manifest what you do. So we're calling in the highest creators, and just allow yourself to see yourself inside the center of a circle. And all of the teams and all of the guides and all of the celestial ancestors. And I'm calling in the highest vibration of the celestial ancestors and guides. Thank you. And the angelics and the ascended masters. Thank you. And we're calling upon the highest frequencies of the holy light of all of creation, the creator, mother and father, the spirit of all creatorhood. I'm so grateful. Thank you, spirit of all creatorhood. Thank you. And just take a deep breath and activate your pillar of light. We're sending love to everybody on planet Earth. Thank you. And the intention for today is to set loving intention to know that you are profound. All that you are, all that you do, all that you breathe, all that you intend and think and speak affects the all, because you are part of the multiverse. You're a micro, macro experience of it. And there's so much potentiation for us to create. We're calling in the councils of light. Thank you. It's great. So I'm creating so much light. Thank you. It's my desire to create loving intentions for the sacred connection of all humanity and all earth and all aspects of life in and out. Thank you, Spirit, because we understand that we are the all. We understand that it is within ourselves that we create self-guidance and self-sovereignty, the health of who we are, the guidance of who we are, all coming from the highest guidance from within, that we know who we are, and we can allow ourselves to celebrate who we are and adore who we are, and know that our unique vibration is needed and required for the potentiation of all universes to be what they are. And when we're not expressing ourselves, that is when we become stagnant and de-evolved. And that is when it becomes truly affecting the physical body in illness or imbalances, and then disease. And why it's so important to do that daily self-care, so that you're aligning with your highest potential of health and wellness and guidance for your new plus, because you're creating that plus of intention, focus, intention, and direction. Focus, intention, direction. That's how you create your new reality. And when we say that, we also want to keep in mind always the right use of free will. Your intentions, direction, and focus should have nothing to do with any other person, because then you're forcing the will of someone else to be in your story. And so all that should be maintained is always keeping in mind the right use of free will. You cannot bring anybody else's story and ask for it to be threaded in yours. And that's up to free will. All you can do is just open up to the highest and the best. And spirit will always guide you in the highest and the best. And that is the ego releasing why you think you need that person, any codependency issues. And again, that's ego wanting its outcome, wanting to win and lose. All of those energies need to be worked through if those are your intentions. And this is why we always say, working within the highest and the best, you'll always receive the highest and the best, and it'll be better than you ever thought. So to intend any one person into your reality, you're forcing that story outcome in and of someone else's energy that might not be their soul story. And the highest self and the soul are responsible for directing and maintaining and ensuring that every soul person has their unique individual path, because you wouldn't want someone forcing their will for you to be in their life if you didn't want to be, if it wasn't planned and it wasn't in the divine plan. And again, understanding the right use of free will and how it absolutely causes pain and damage, and it will come back in karma until the lesson again is learned. So learn the lesson or not, and just keep creating those tower moments. But this is why we say, when you're desiring that beautiful soulmate, if you're living in the light of who you are and you're learning your lessons and you're devoted to your own commitment and your own love of self, your own adoration of self, spirit will always place those that you've contracted at the highest level to be with you on that ride. And they will be far more exciting than you ever thought. And why the limiting programs of what we think are best for us, spirit knows what's best for us. It's already written in our blueprints as potentials. Our job is just to maintain an alignment of who we are. And because there's so many people learning about free will, there's so many people that are understanding how the laws of the universe work, And we're now becoming very, very clear and aware that we must abide by the universal laws or it's going to become super bumpy and why unnecessarily painful. It doesn't have to be. Just align with the right use of free will. Offer the highest and the best for all, the highest and best health, the highest and best wealth, the highest and best partnerships, the highest and best planetary alignment, and all is divine order. Spirit knows what Spirit's doing. There's presence within presence within presence within presence, the elegance of all fields of life within all fields of light. And this is the quantum mechanics of our universe. And quantum mechanics is a part of quantum physics that everybody understands to be true about how energy moves and shakes. And there are things within quantum mechanics and quantum physics that are unseen and unknown, and that is the presence of Spirit. Spirit knows how things work and should work and want to work, and always creating balance, because our ecosystem is very delicate. So is your ecosystem within. And why, again, universal laws are so important. And so a welcoming of abundance is upon you, and it is up to each spirit and each soul to allow themselves just to be open and receiving it for your worthiness of it. And so that was an opening comment from the councils and the guides. So there's always abundance in and around you, but are you living within the worthiness and the mantra that you are worthy of it? And that comes right from your center, your soul, not the mind, because the mind is still carrying probably those vibrational belief systems about lack and limitation and those definitions about who you thought you were and what society told you were, whether stories that you've carried on from your lineage. And you can just choose to release those stories. It's not you. You're a perfect, beautiful experience. And your parents and any of the packages and the stories and the families that you've come within, those can be turned the page and provide that love back to them and heal in their name. Their name as you're healing on your own name. Because you get to do that. Once you've healed that story with them, you can then send the energy and the love and light back to them in the highest and in the best to heal their names. That light is placed within their fields for them to take upon if they so choose, but they don't have to. But at least you're sending them that light, that you have healed that story, that you've given forgiveness and compassion, because they didn't have the tools to give you what you needed. They knew that you were strong enough to transcend and say, yeah, I can do this. Thanks, Mom and Dad. You allowed me that inner strength to know that I can do this. It's not always comfortable, especially when you're going through those experiences of, really traumatic neglect and self-deprivation of love and self-guidance. Like who really am I in God's eyes? God loves and adores each and every one of you. Spirit loves and adores each and every one of you come with so many gifts and so much inherent beauty for this planet to just bathe on. Gaia's already beauty. And then it's up to us to create that plus for those new directional experiences and new platforms of reality. And they're really infinite. And that's what they wanted to say. There is an abundance of all things that are available to us. But we have to be the ones to say, no, I'm going to reach out, Spirit. I want to align with my highest and best today. And I'm going to reach out and create something magnetic. I'm going to go out and create something beautiful. I'm going to create something incredibly amazing because I deserve it. I'm worthy. But you need to start rewriting your own story. You're aligning with your highest truth. You're aligning with the highest magnetics of creation. And that magnetic experience that's also, remember, everything is magnetics. So whatever that your story is right now, you can choose in this now moment to choose to attract something in that is not yet known. And that is the magnetic that you have to put out through your free will and intention, because our universe, again, the second law of the universe is always about balance, the delicate and elegant balance that Spirit and all of the angels, and there's so many galactic councils and so many universal groups that are absolutely in charge of maintaining balance of life and evolution. So if there's a quadrant of space that is going through an evolutionary experience like us, there will be extra councils and extra groups and extra programs and agendas to ensure that everyone has what they need as they're all evolving and releasing the density and releasing the planetary karma, the collective karma of subjugation, control, and greed, and all of the things that have been going on for eons. And all of that energy is then being rerouted to ensure that every energy and all things that are needed are based in that potentiation, because it affects, as we said, it affects the wheel of evolution on all aspects of life, from the elementals all the way up to the most grand pulsars and quasars and planetary alignments. And so we affect, and how beautiful is that we live from this place of love. We live from this place of self-knowing and self-direction and self-guidance, and I can create something new. And then you can be in honor of those stories. And it takes a while to work through that, especially if you've had years and years of abuse, the mental manipulations and all of those experiences that go on in such dysfunctional families and experiences, where there is no accountability and there's no responsibility to heal any of those. You've kind of just carried it around as burdens and baggage. And that's what has to be worked out, because you don't have to carry it. They were stories that you experienced. And most often than not, the children didn't have any control of the environment, who taught us. But if we can teach ourselves now, right from the earliest of ages, self-guidance and sovereignty within, then we can say no to and set boundaries of our vibrational fields, understanding our vibrational fields, understanding how to navigate bullying on any level, whether it's in the home, whether it's online, whether it's in the playground. Energetic bullying is absolutely a part of how we're navigating from light to a transcendent experience. And people are just unaware of their omnipresence, not understanding their bodies and their fields, that we are multidimensional, we're spirit creating matter. And because of the ego wounds, there's then the manipulation of control and outcome. And so go to the wound and then start releasing all of the densities and the stories that are not who you truly are. Your unconditional love, and always have been. You were brought up in stories and characters and landscapes that were choosing your story for you. But now you get to choose if you so desire. It's always free will. And spirit will always offer that abundance of anything. But you have to be the one to do the work. You got to be the one to say, yes, I'm worthy of sussing this out. Those are not my stories, and I return it to source. Then you go through the soul lessons. This is what I've learned from this spirit. Spirit wants to make sure your souls and your higher self and all of your teams that are with you, and God and of itself and you, God is you. You are God in all things, creating things. If you don't master that lesson, you're going to continue to attract the energy of that residue still there. And so that's why a process like compassion, or a process like releasing control, which is so damaging on the body. Control is one of the most damaging energies to the cells in the multidimensional systems. And it's a fear-based belief, a program that you belong to that is fear-based, and then releasing it. And why do we choose to do that? That's the shadow work. Why do I choose to believe that program? Why do I choose to put my power in that and not me? You are a God essence. You are the experience of spirit. You are the expression, the presentation of spirit. And that's what every master has come to teach us and offer us. And so you have absolute transmutational potentiation, and every child should know this. Every child should be saying, yeah, I'm God, man. I got this. I'm going to start working with my light. I'm going to start enhancing my light. I'm going to start working with my cells and my body. I'm going to use mantras because my body is listening. I get to rework this reality, and I'm going to plus it. I'm going to plus it. I'm going to plus it. And I get to create my reality. I'm not going to go by what's being fed to me. I'm going to create something new. And so let's call in the beautiful ancestors and all of our beautiful oracles of light. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Because so many children are awakening to their gifts, and we need to allow ourselves that open and loving and exciting communication about how we're all changing and what does our world look like as we're transitioning. This is a global experience, dear lighted ones. We're not going backwards. The global experience of accepting and allowing yourselves to be greater light will touch and affect all aspects of what you see, what you perceive, and who you are. What you exist within, and what is asking of it to be existing within you. The universe is constantly calling you and constantly allowing you a new song. Please play with us. Please play with us. Please come out and play with us. We are entangling in the most magnificent of ways. And are you awake? There are songs to be sung, and there are dances to be danced. For it is up to you, each and every one of you, to allow the light to sing unto itself, and that is the vibrational essence of what is spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, the collective of light. Thank you, Spirit. There are many multidimensional races with us right now in this paradigm of light. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And we are going to talk about the honor and the adoration. Thank you. Just clearing some energy. When you're placing the benevolence of God in all things, the benevolence of spirit, the benevolence of love, it's exactly what reverberates back to you, because God is inherently benevolent. All aspects of a multidimensional experience, all aspects of life, every aspect of life that you don't even know is life because it's not seen or heard or known, is all the benevolent joy and the compassion of spirit. Asking of all creational things, how may I create today? How may I create today? How may I create today? And that is the vibration we carry forward in the 5D. And most people that you allow yourself in those circles, and most of what you've come from has never been that joyful, has never been that excited, has never been that exuberant. And that is the 5D experience. The 5D experience is the joy of spirit. And that's where we're living from an older frequency to a newer frequency. We stand within our power, we claim our light, and we create anew, and we create anew, and we create anew. And that is the excitement, that is the adventure, that is the remembrance that we're meant to show all aspects of life, because the planet needs it. The planet's asking for it. The planet's requiring it. All moments is an entanglement and a dance, because it's quantum with spirit. The more light that we are being bathed, the consciousness that we are being bathed, and we are awakening within our own consciousness about who we have been, who we are now, and how we harmonize that soul, all aspects of your soul, all particles of your soul, all soul fragments, positive, and those timelines that were cut out quite short because there was a death or there was a persecution. You're harmonizing all of those soul lifetimes. And the process of awakening is saying, no, I've learned that lesson. I'm going to choose differently now because I don't want to have another lifetime where there's constant drama and karma. I want to choose differently now because all of your timelines are being threaded into now because there is only now. There is only now. All timelines around your experience right now are being threaded and harmonized. Your vibration of how much are you adoring yourself? Can you call those fragments in to harmonize and say, I accept you? I accept you. I accept you. Whether you have an experience before you that is positive, neutral, or negative, or however you want to define it. Could be outrageous, could be exciting, could be incredible, it could be just normal, it could be boring, it could be blah. Anything that you have beside you is a potential for you to choose from a new now moment and plus it into something that you choose to desire, to create and experience. This experience, no matter how it seems, I can infuse light and I can choose new, I can choose new, I can choose new, so that no more now moments are going to be threaded in karma. And that's every new moment. When you work with your ascension cycle, you'll absolutely see those signposts and those synchronicities start to come to life and you say, wow, that happened last month at the same time. That's because your reality is showing you, are you going to choose differently? You're going to choose differently. And you can even ask your soul and your higher self, and I've done this so many times when I'm practicing a skill. I'll ask my teams, I say, teams, can you please bring that experience back to me so I can do it in a different way? And that's reality because there is no time anymore. There's no more time. Time is an illusion. So you can play back and forth with creation. And how we've talked about in our other class, so please click the links below and any donations that you would like to offer us, we would really appreciate it for our multidimensional wisdoms and our healing systems, to bring our reality and our life together, to bring all that we are as beautiful beings of light and offer it to our children at the earliest of ages so they start returning their own power to themselves in whatever way they so choose to create and move about this beautiful experience of planet Earth, and help us with their beautiful wisdoms and knowledges and how to bring peace and gentleness to our earth from many of the years of degradation that we've given to Gaia. And there will be, again, they wanted me to, there will be some, as we've all seen between now and January, there will be environmental, minor, and small catastrophes in weather and environmental experiences. And they are from a myriad of directions and energies as we are moving through a collective cleansing and purging of the densities and the controlling systems and the many, many soul cleansings that are going on through everyone's unique soul's path. Right, your cycle. 7 billion people on this planet have an ascension cycle. And as they're not working within their bodies and they're not going within and learning about their own wounding and healing it, then those energies are going and played out in aggressive, temperamental ways that affect the planet, but we affect one another. And so it's really important that we own and create our own sense of balance and harmony so that we are working through anger and aggression in beautiful and constructive ways, which is what we've taught on our videos, and there's many videos there to show you how to clear out the negative energies, make something brand new and special, make your vortex brand new and special, and then create a new reality. Create a new reality, create a new reality, clear your body, clear your chakras, open your cells to greater light, and bend into the light, and blend into the light, and harmonize, and peace, and peace, and peace. And you respond and live as life as a peaceful, harmonious, centered, balanced person. Because you're not choosing from the mind that's all over the place because it's not learned how to call all of its consciousness in. Breath, ground, open the heart, and then choose. Then choose. Because the mind is just choosing on the cyclical patterns and routines and stories of lack and limitation and why you continue the same experiences. So really working with your ascension, working with your ideas and your notions on how you can inspire yourself to an ever greater day. Really empower yourself. Wow, how can today be the best day ever? How can today be a really incredible, ecstatic day? How can I flow with the joy and the passion of who I am? And when you're flowing in the joy and the passion of who you are, you know that you've hit the mark. I'm living on point. I'm living on path. This is who I am. I'm on point. I'm passionate about me, not about anything outside of you. And that's when you start doing everything that you're doing for you, because when you're living in your highest and best, you're offering it to all others and they're getting their activations that they need. And then you're teaching them to go and do it for themselves so that they're not absolutely taking from you until you're exhausted and nothing's being given to you. So that's when you're setting up boundaries and understanding how energy works and how people use energy in benevolent and malevolent ways, and then knowing how to navigate it. Just honoring and accepting all, but knowing how to navigate out of those experiences that constantly take and deplete and manipulate, because there are those that have those experiences in their soul blueprint that they want to work with. But you have free will not to want to, right? You can, that's a story they're offering, but you don't have to engage and entangle. You can take yourself out of that story and say, no, close that story off. I'm not working there anymore. I'm over here. And choose what's best for you. You choosing for you opens up the potentiations for all of spirit to create that abundance with you. And that's what they were saying as before. A welcome of abundance is upon you, and it is up to each and every one of you and each and every spirit and soul to allow in openness and allowance of receipt of it. Am I in allowance and receipt of the spirit? Yes, I am spirit. Spirit, bring it to me. I'm worthy. I'm worthy of all your blessings today. God is an infinite blessing of all. There's infinite God abundance everywhere. You got to see yourself there. You got to feel yourself there. It's always about feeling. We're vibrational beings now, people. Dear ones, brothers and sisters, we're vibrational beings now. How do you feel? You might be thinking about a dream you had last night, so journal it out. Release it. Move the energy. Well, I feel great. I'm anticipating. I think something really wonderful is going to happen. I can feel it, right? And as you open up your gifts and your fields and your bodies and your intuitiveness, you're going to feel when the celestial alignment's coming. You're anticipating all those pulsar energies that you've sent out, whether it be positive or negative, they're going to come back to you. So pulsate love and anticipation. Pulsate adoration for yourself and love and expectation and oneness and unity with everybody, because it's going to come back to you. Everything that you pulse out, whether you know it or not, consciously or subconsciously, most are creating on a subconscious asleep experience because they're not aware that what they're pulsing out is coming back. And then it's working on a blame and shame everybody else outside of them for their life experience. If you just heal those wounds, then you absolutely know that you're calling in greatness too. So again, it's worthwhile to go through and get intimate with who you are, what you exist within, and what's really existing within you, so you can absolutely create what you want to create and not be a victim of stories and subjugations that you did not choose at the grander level. The subconscious level, yes, you did. It's a soul contract. You chose it because you wanted to transcend it. You knew you were powerful to do so. We're all magicians here, so own it and claim it. You know, you don't need to play small. Step into your power. You're beautiful children of light. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You don't need anyone outside of you to validate you. It's you and God. God knows your story. God knows your lifetimes. God knows the work that you do. God knows your inner devotion to health and wellness and beauty. And so let's work on an intention. We're going to intend beautiful energies for our day. We're going to intend that we are aligning with our highest and best self. We're going to align with the beauty and the energy of our vibrational planet that she's going to receive with us as we receive with her, and the universe. So all of our beautiful celestial and galactic teams are always with us, and you can feel them. If you just ask them and just say, teams, my galactic brothers and sisters, you're preparing me for first contact. Can I feel your presence more and more each day? And just set those intentions, start working with them, and you'll be able to feel the difference. And we also, again, they want me to go back. We have weekly gatherings of community of light experiences, and we're just gathering our communities of light for those that want to join, whether you're in town here or not, and you just want to join globally through Zoom. Just let me know. There's the donation link below, and we're just creating the excitement for our communities of light. And we just practice for those that are new at Ascension, introduction to Ascension, what it's all about, how to align your bodies, how to clear your fields in your homes, how to clear your bodies, and how to teach children really quick tips on how to clear their fields and how to get used to being intimate with their own body and their intuitive experiences, because their gifts will be opening up, and we are preparing ourselves to have these conversations and healing sessions with them. And there's something beautiful in blessedness. Thank you. And our planet, clearing out the throat. Thank you. And they wanted me to remind you, because of those experiences of energy being transmuted, it's done first by the planetary oceans and the seas. And so we will find much happening about the bursts of energy through volcanoes and through the oceans and things like that that are occurring. And it's nothing to, again, if you have fear about that, then just go within and clear those fears, and then start adding peace and gentleness to the planet. and peace and gentleness to the collective. And then be that part of that positive representative that just speaks of peace and calm when you see others around you that are going through mental and emotional imbalances and there are great aggression or outbursts of anger, then just ask them if they are requiring any help. And there's lots of outreach in communities, as well as so many great videos about chakra rebalancing. And just doing breath exercises and clearing out those wounds. Having those open communications about emotional wounding, having those open communications about transmuting and processing what everybody is going through is so important. You know, just have 5 or 10 minutes. Are you processing what you're going through? And just sit with it. Be okay with the energy and sit with it. That's how you process it. What am I feeling and why? How can I make a new choice so I don't have to feel that again? I can own it and I can have it be okay, but I can choose something different now. And that is the evolutionary experience that our whole entire multiverse is going through. Because we've been taught in upside down, backwards experiences of limiting programs and our emotions not being valued. The emotional body is how we manifest. And why the creators had said to me, the portal to the 5D is the joy of spirit. So that vibrational emotion of joy, joy of being you, joy of expressing you, joy of experiencing you, joy of exploring you, all that joy of you, the adoration of you, that is the abundance that's placed in your field ready for you. But are you in joy of you? Are you allowing those emotions to be you? Are you allowing those emotions to be a part of your experience? If you're feeling anger, then get to that wound of where that anger occurred and allow it to be expressed in a beautiful, positive, and constructive way. And speak. Right? The voice wants to be heard. The voice wants to be expressed. That's the spirit. My spirit was damaged and harmed when you did that. That harmed me. That hurt me. And it hurt my spirit. And speak it so that you can release it from your throat chakra. If you were denied speech, if you were denied your truth, if you were denied your voice of uniqueness because others around you did not accept it, or they weren't willing to accept or didn't want to accept it. And that was an emotional experience for you because you cared for them and you absolutely heard them on their end. So you need to express those experiences. So again, you're coming into the law number 2, you're balancing out your universal reality, right? Because if this is not being expressed, it will be imbalanced. If you're constantly giving and never receiving, your reality will be imbalanced. And those tower moments will continue until you're bringing it back into balance by giving, because you're not in balance because you've been taking, or you're not expressing. Remember, it's always that give and take, the plus and minus. So how are you balancing your experience? Every single experience on life will experience. Every experiential life on this planet will experience a rebalancing. So if you've had cycles of taking in any way, not being aware that you're taking, then you're going to be awoken to, how have I been taking? How can I give back? Whether that's through dreams, whether that's through meditations, whether that's through getting an illness or being in a car crash, where spirit will slow you down to say, what have I been doing? So you will manifest it in whatever way you need to manifest it. And your highest self, the highest self, will have you in those experiences unless you, again, daily self-care and you're working on those wounds. Say, why do I continue to take? Why can I not fill my own self up? You know, why do I have to keep taking from others? No, I can fill my own self up. I don't need to take. How can I share and give? And that is from the genuine integrity of who you are. And again, that is the truth vibration. That is the joy vibration. That is the one vibration, and that can be felt. People can feel when you're being genuine as an offer of love or not, where you're just doing it just to get something. People understand that vibration. So everything that was hidden under the rug can no longer be hidden anymore. We're waking up. Everything can be felt, everything can be seen, everything can be known on all levels. Everything's being bathed in love. We're moving in to a new universal experience. And it can't be stopped. You can't put it backwards. You can't put it back in the box. It must come out. And spirit and God, that's the plan. No one plays the hand of God, you know, just allow. Again, it's all about the natural beauty of allowance. The natural beauty of allowance, and you will always receive what you need to receive. And that's why these controlling programs will be, they're not there anymore. It's an illusion. So what reality do you want to create? Be on that experience where your reality is not the same cycle as the day before. Change your routine, create those new inspirations, create those new imaginings, create those new creativities. Know that your body is changing every day. Go to bed at night and just spend 10 minutes just loving your body and knowing that your body is changing. The cells in your body are changing. Talk to your body, and we're going to give you some mantras. And so we're calling in all the multidimensional races, and they're acknowledging that the loving intentions that we all set to explore as light will always be offered. So any intention you have, I want to explore this today, it's automatically reverberated to you. automatically. So any heartfelt intention, you're center of who you are as spirit, and you're sending out those joyful intentions are going to come back to you. So if you want to send out those beautiful experiences of joy and love through song and sound, it's going to come back. And that's why we have birds and all the insects and all the harmonic life on our planet. And they've given me this before, and I've taught about it in my classes and my webinars. So please fill out the blanks below if you want to connect with us on a class or a webinar and create one on your own. We can create a beautiful class if you have a work environment that you want to create less stress, the alignment of spirit in the 5D, and creating longevity for your business and all your vocations. So please get in touch with us for those classes, because everything will be touched by light and aligning to the 5D. And so everything will have to be rewritten if they have been written in codes of limitation and fear and lack, and that don't include light or the freedom, fairness, and equality of all beings. Because everything is the benevolence of God that we're aligning with, benevolence of one. And all of the natural laws in the universe will support it. So there's no ego needed, right? The ego assists you with the intuitiveness that says that's balance, that's not balance, go here, go there. The ego is a tool to say, are you safe in your environment? What are you feeling and sensing? The ego inspires the intuition inspires ego to be in balance of one another. Not to be, it's always balance. Am I being balanced? Am I male and female? Can I receive? Right? And those of us that haven't received, for many lifetimes, and we've come here as light workers and servers, God will be honoring us in the blessings that all that we've put out for us to allow ourselves to receive, because we've earned it. And be okay earning it. See, I've earned all that I'm asking for. I mean, spirit, again, we have such backwards experiences here on earth because it's always been ego, right? Working for love and working for value and working for your definition of who you are and working for the self-love of who you are. No, you're perfect just being you. You're perfect. There's no need. God doesn't say you must go out and do 8 hours of work today. God doesn't say you must go out and create a forest today. If we're just living in the benevolence and the joy of us, all life will grow and flourish. And most of the dogmatic experiences and most of what we've been taught and told have been the opposite, because it's been sown within fear and control. And because it served those that create those programs. And we've all been a part of them, so there's no blaming or judging. So be optimistic about where you are and who you are and what you're manifesting, because you can always choose for it to be better and greater and better and greater. And again, you don't have to spend 8 hours of your day doing the the manifestation work. No, it's just about aligning in the love of who you are, sussing out the stories that need to be worked on, giving yourself the love and adoration to feed back those wounds that were set upon you in your co-creative stories of karma, the karmic stories we all co-create within, and speaking the voice of your spirit so that all of your chakras start getting cleared out. You start telling every chakra and working with every chakra that you have its back, that you're there as a co-creator with your chakras, and your chakras open up information and start living as this harmonic being of light. That is the embodiment of light. And you're here to be 51% of that light. As you've cleared out the 51% of karma, you're asking for 51% of light. And that is the potentiation of when each and every person on planet Earth will move into an ascended state. Of course, there's numbers and there's experiences behind each and every that. That's why every person's soul blueprint is so unique and must be led and guided from within. Because if you're not following your unique soul blueprint, you're absolutely creating so much work and so much effort that's not needed or necessary to earn that light through working through those densities. And you're absolutely delaying your path. And so your unique path is unique to you. And let go of all of the ego constructs and the numbers and all of that stuff. We're just giving it to you. That's what Ascension is essentially about. And we've promised to come here to clear 51% of our lineage, collective, personal karma. And that's a lot for one lifetime. That's huge. That's really, really huge. When you think about the densities that we've been within, it's massive. So celebrate, every day celebrate. When you're in celebration of you, those codes and all of the gifts just come into your experience. It's really the law of allowance. From here on out, people, law of allowance. If you're resisting anything, sort it out and suss it out, because that's what you're creating. You're creating a reality of resistance. So open up to change. Be excited about change. Be excited about your body changing. Yeah, this is awesome. This is awesome, man. This is really great. Okay, and so when you call in, we're just going to do an alignment today. Thank you, collective, and all of the beautiful beings that are with us. Thank you. The chanting of who we are as divine beings of holy light, because remember, all that you are is a micro macro experience of spirits in all things, spirits in everything. And why those of us that have the beautiful experiences that we do and the gifts that we all have, you will be awakening to them and feeling spirit with you more and more often. And many of you have said this in our classes and our private sessions, that you can feel spirit with you, and you feel the goosebumps and you feel the cold air and the hot air. So again, it's really exciting for us to be on this ride together, and we embody the light of spirit. We embody the light of joy. We embody the light of expectation and anticipation for who we are becoming as a collective of one. And we send our one heart into creation. We send our one heart to all galaxies and to all that is the beautiful experience of spirit as who we are as creatorhoods. And when you open to the all of who you are, you're able to expand your consciousness and feel into those vibrations of love and exploration, because you are within all planets, all galaxies, you are the all. And call in harmonization of your soul, call in harmonization of your higher self, and just surrender ego. You don't need ego right now. Just surrender ego. All energies, all entities, all anything that is not in the alignment of light, please be released from my fields and my bodies now, now, now. All energies not serving God, release from the bodies now, now, now. All energies not serving God from the fields, release now, 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 and transmute back to spirit, please. Thank you. You have free will, and you can tell these energies and entities just to go away. Thank you. We honor you and we respect you. But this is our co-creative time. Thank you, Spirit, for honoring the voice of free will, for allowing us to be in our intentions of will and love and gentleness and all that we are as love. For all is the soup of God, all is the soup of God. And just maintain neutrality in all things. Just neutrality. I am beautiful. Because beautiful is a neutrality experience of greater beauty. And this is where you're always on that ever spiral upward. Neutrality is just the beauty of God in all things. God is beautiful. God is peaceful. Spirit is God in all moments, and source creator that knows all life. And you're in a sequence of life. You're in a beautiful assembly and a harmony of light. You're a song of light. Make no mistake about it. You're a note. And I know who you are. I know who you are. I can feel the song that you sing. I know who you are. I know who you are. I can see the beautiful images that you can paint and create with your imaginations. Be imaginative. Be imaginative, children. Be imaginative. Play and dance and allow your planet to sing and dance with you, and uplift the planet's consciousness. Uplift your collective's consciousness. Uplift the consciousness within your home, and light and programs of light within and without, and within and without, all around. We are one. 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 And ground and ground and ground and ground. Remember, the higher you want to go, the more you got to ground. And just feel your pillar of light grounding into the planet, grounding into the planet. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And all of the holy collectives. And a chant that you can work with is, believe it or not, work with your own name, because your name is coded with your soul's blueprint and all the beautiful destinies that it's meant to hold. Your name carries the calibration of love, of expansiveness, of infiniteness. You and Source working specifically with your name, with your soul's code, with your blood, with your DNA, and all that you are, your soul's destiny, your timelines, anything that you ever want to experience, your name is carried in your name. So really get excited about it. The molecules, every center of a molecule has the universe within it. And when you chant your name, you're expressing yourself as excitement and adoration to the universe. I want to be a part of it, Spirit. I want to be a part of it, Spirit. And whoever taught us to chant and love our own names. For you are from whence you came. You are from whence you came. You are that of Spirit. You are that of Spirit. You are all things in between, for you are Spirit. Why should you not celebrate who you are? Why should you not celebrate a healthy body? Why should you not celebrate the codes of who you are as love and light, that only you have and only you carry, that your unique expression is unique to you? Why not celebrate it? Why not? Why have we never been celebrated? And I'm asking that of you now. Celebrate, dear lighted ones, celebrate, for the abundance is in all things. Are you feeling abundant of you? You are abundant in love and light and love and light and love and light. And ground 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 and love and light. I am abundant. I am abundant in all things that are God, that God wants to present to me for the blessing of who I am. For it will be a magical journey. It will be a mysterious journey. It will be a mystical journey, because I get to choose. I get to choose the enchantment of who I am. And choose your name to chant, and choose your name to chant. And the universal codes of life for this chant is Mata Om, and Mata Om, this is Metatron, 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 the holy creator of the sacred geometry of all sacred life through the holy divine program, as through God and Mother, Father, God of all creative programs. We thank you so much, Mother, Father, God, and you can feel Mother, Father, God right here. As we sing and we create Reiki and beautiful Christic sounds. We say Reiki, but it's multidimensional Christic sounds and light through our vibrations, and we love you so much. So just open to receive and start chanting your name. Hey, Titikeshe, Anana, hey, Anna, hey, Ki, Anna, hey, Anna. Open to the shamans and all your inner earth and all your teams massaging and singing and chanting and singing and aligning. Hey, Anana, happiness to earth. Hey, Tike, Anna, Esiananai te ke amai te ananai anai anai. Hi, I'm Joanna. Hey, Joanna. Hey, Anana, Joanna. Hey, Amata. Om Mata Om Mata Om Joanna Om Joanna Om Joanna Om Joanna Om Mata Om Mata peace and love in all, peace and love in all, peace and love in all. No ya kite kishe anaya mahea hea na hea na na hea. I take kishe anaya hea na he. Usiana heke ana heke ana hea hea na hea. Hi she anana kata ke e she hata ka. Say your name. Don't forget to say your name. Don't forget to say your name. Don't forget to say your name. Chant your name to the universe. Chant your name to the universe, and you do it with the love of your heart, the center of your heart. You are a song of the Holy Creator. You are a song of the Holy Creator through love, through joy, through creative bliss, through love, through joy, through creative bliss. And what if all of our children on the planet felt that love and creative bliss and joy just to express who they are as love and joy? And that great, incredible, magnificent, whatever codes are to be offered to them in whatever sacred way it's meant to, it will be. Because that's spirit, that's God throughout all creation. That's what's called spontaneous remission of any disease. Because you're connecting the essence of you, the joy of you to say, yes, I want a healthy body now, spirit, now spirit, now spirit, body, mind, heart, spirit, and soul. All that is. I choose new, I choose new, I choose new, and the universe converges. You're choosing the direction of your creation. You're choosing the direction of how you want to feel the vibrations, and you get to create that vortex of love, of love, of love, of love. You get to choose. And we're in 5D now. So how we used to behave and walk around in the routines where we were shut off from all of our chakras, we were shut off from all of our gifts, we were shut off from all of our youthfulness, from all of our wellness and our health and our oneness of one another, that we created such illnesses, we created such viruses as a manifestation for social distancing, when it is absolutely showing us the exact minus of the plus that we always wanted, because it's always about balance. We've created such separation in who we are, and we've given so much power away that now we have to come to center and say, no, we're going to create a reality of beautiful unity and harmony and releasing all programs of fear and control and greed. Because we've played them out. We understand the stories and our part within it, and we've forgiven it all. No conspiracy theories, no fighting, no protesting. Just release it and be peace. Mataum, mataum, Joanna, mataum, 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 maya, naya, ke, naya. And chant from the center of your chakras. Chant from the center of your chakras. It's not a mind game. It's not a mind game. Use the vibration of who you are. Love is 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 anai ke anai na e nai na e na kite ama kite. I see in the kataki shishi ahitatka. Raikatikeshi ayana katatka ala katikeshi anana katatka. Ayana maka ala katatka. I shishi anana katatka. I shishi anana katatka. Ah, ayana makatakeshi ala katikeshi ahitatka. Teshishi anana. Oh, yana katkea na atmaraya Usiana kete atmaraya Is there anybody from the councils and the chambers that would like to come through and create a beautiful experience with us today as we're clearing and cleansing all of the chakras and all of the fields of the highest light of the Holy Christ? Thank you, Holy Christ, and all that is divine Metatronic light, our highest holy bodies, our highest experience of who we are as spirit creating matter, spirit creating matter, spirit creating matter, spirit creating matter, and aligning with the highest timelines through which we each choose. We each choose our own creative timeline, each of us. Our highest guidance within, our highest sovereignty, our highest adoration, our highest excitement of who we are as creative, expressive beings, micro, macro of the universe. Make no mistake about it, you are here for a reason. You're here for a reason, so celebrate it. So what else? What else did they show us today? Thank you. All timelines, all tragedies, all errors that you have all played, on and played within are now for the reckoning. For all is to simply surrender and love. So all, as we said earlier, all the timelines that you've ever played and why those cycles of experience just keep coming out. And we can play in the sleepiness state and pretend that it's not us that's creating, pretend it's not our karma, pretend that it's not our manifestation, but that would just be ignorance. And that's what de-evolution is. It just keeps us in a state of everything is not my fault. You know, your experience of you is not your fault. The damaging and it's not your fault. Anything that's coming out is not your fault. When you could just go in and claim that power and just start feeding into those wounds that need to be responded to. And so that's what they said, all timelines and all errors that each and every one of us played out. That's why we're clearing the 51% of karma. Everything that we've done on every other timeline, whether it's a victimization, whether it's a persecution, whatever it has been, is coming out and showing itself to you in your daily environment. And why, when we release those ideas of conspiracy and fighting and protest and all that kind of stuff, you understand how important it is just to let it go and start feeding into this new plus experience. Because they're all vibrational stories that are those karmic timelines that are all playing out. And you can choose to just step off that and create something new. And you'll feel the difference. You'll feel when it feels heavy and those stories being pulled back. No, choose not to every day. I choose my new vibrational stories and I get to choose where I entangle and where I engage. So important right now, because that determines your timeline. That determines you as the expressive being of you. Create new, create new, create new, create new. Step off the cycle. And so for your planet, and singing has always been a way of bringing peace, because that song reverberates through all of creation, the creational threads, if you will, the threads of vibration that I always get shown. And this is the song that is within each of your hearts, which is unique to each and every one of you. And you belong to that song, and that song belongs to you. And why your unique creative expression is unique for you, because that's the song, that's code, your song, your name. Again, what we're offering is multidimensional. Those of you that know us know that. What we're saying is a multidimensional story. It's for each and every one of you to go within it, because there's a heart activation that is there for you, and I feel it. And so thank you. All that we're offering is metaphors, symbologies, euphemisms to what we're saying. They're sacred texts, they're prophecy. And it is in for the heart of all of you that each of you belong to it, and it belongs to you, from the most of the challenging to the most of ease. You are a family of one. It is the song that you all belong to. So we have a unique song within us, each and every one of our names, every soul timeline that we've come from, bodies, forms, planets, galaxies, as well as the planetary song, the Gaia song. Again, that's the sacred Trinity. Your soul, your unique body that you're creating from your spirit. Your body could not exist without your spirit. The health of your body is your spirit. Are you working in tandem and in entanglement, quantumness with it? Most are not. That's why there's disease and illness and imbalance. Once you understand that, you start working with who you are within. You start working with the essence of God within, the essence of spirit, the essence of your higher self. All of those harmonizations of those 51% of traumas, you absolutely know, I can heal anything, spirit. I can heal anything and transmute anything. Let's walk. You walk with the heavens. That's what Jesus showed us. Then you get to articulate the love for who you are as much as you are. And it's always changing and evolving. You're continually evolving and recycling your energy into greater love, because you absolutely understand that everything is spirit. You can navigate in and out of anything. Know your mastery. Own it. Allow yourself to feel the excitement of what's coming and where things are moving around, and you get to chant that beautiful sacred song that you are, and it changes all your chemistry in your body. It absolutely does. And so the articulation of love into all that is and all that is God, and you will always have the triumphs. Because if you're articulating and you're radiating, you're illuminating love. And yes, you're going to have those moments where you have to heal those wounds, and you have to have those dark of the soul moments. But you can always lift yourself up and say, okay, enough is enough. I'm going to put in a new routine here. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to sing. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Because you're always aligning to that 5D that your soul knows you can. And it's not going to look like 3D. It can't. You want to live a 5D life, then all of your behaviors and your habits and your programs and your beliefs have to be changed. You get to do that. You get to design your life with spirit, unique to you. Why we have some of those private ascension, sessions, if you want to call, text me an email for a private session, because we actually go into the Akash and see what your blocks are right now and how to transcend them. And then your teams come through and we do an alignment and a healing. And then you can carry on with how to create that daily self-care for yourself, how to create that alignment and that weekly path, monthly path. And then this now moment is how you heal all. Now heals the past, now presses light out to the future. So your now moment is your highest and your best manifestation experience. So are you being present? That's what they showed me. Presence is all that is needed, and you will always be shown. So if you're in presence right now, you're healing all that was past, you're accepting it, you're honoring it, you're not degrading it, you're not devaluing it, you're not saying, oh, that's not mine, and blaming others for it. No, I take ownership for everything has occurred, and I choose to stand in my presence. I offer forgiveness and compassion. Now is where I choose. Now is I'm open to receive, Spirit. I am the abundance of Spirit. I'm ready to receive. That's when you're owning who you are. You're claiming your life and you're owning it, right? And that is confidence. That's self-clarity. That's self-design. You're designing your reality. You are owning who you are. I'm going to own who I am today, right? I'm owning it. And I get to say what I'm going to entangle with, what I'm going to engage with, and what I'm not going to. Then you won't find yourself in those situations where you're constantly being taken advantage of, being taken from, stolen from, and all of those experiences that we've all had, right? And those are the experiences that you've come here for your many lessons. Many of them might be as the karmic, we say karmic, sometimes your karmic is also just to say no. Because you're going to stand as a strong representation to show others. How can you say no? How do you set boundaries on your field? How do you know that you're giving away too much light? How do you know when others are taking advantage of you because they don't want to do the work? And so all of those experiences have to be taught and learned by each person. Say, no, I'm going to try and do this myself now because I know I'm great light. I want to start working with that great light instead of using that energy, because everything is energy. So if you're working with your energy from a limiting story, your energy is just going to keep creating limiting stories. So if you know that you're a great alchemist and you're using energy, but you're using it in a negative form, if you will, through control and manipulation, anything you're doing, it's all energy. So however you're using it, it's just going to come back to you in that way. You will be controlled, you will be manipulated in all those experiences. That's what you're putting out. And why, when we said earlier, anything that you want from spirit, there is always abundance. But how are you using that energy? Is it with the right use of free will, where you're honoring everybody's soul path and you're honoring yours? Are you honoring your health in doing that? Are you honoring the wellness and the adoration of your bodies? So again, that's when you become a mature master, because you understand energy and how it absolutely operates and affects the all. And why we've offered these experiences and how to use energy, how to navigate energy so that you are in alignment with the highest light program. And your teams and your spirit and your soul is saying, wow, she's getting it. They're getting those lessons. Here you go. Here's some more gifts. Because those lessons have to be learned. You cannot expand out to those higher vibrational gifts that are in your field, that are in your DNA, that are ready for you, if you're not honoring and nurturing and owning what is already. Are you in gratitude for your body? Are you in gratitude for what is before you? Are you in gratitude for the life systems that are already showing you that there's imbalance here? And are you using energy in a wise and benevolent way? And what is not wise and benevolent will be shown and will be known and will be continued tower moments after tower moments. And there will be continued blocks after blocks. That's just the natural understanding of universal energy and why everyone must awaken to it. Everyone. And those that are awakers are saying, okay, I'm not going to create that anymore. I'm over here. Because you absolutely understand it. It's unnecessary pain. It's not necessary. And you just don't want that in your energy. You don't want that in your field. You don't want that in your vibration. You don't want your field, you don't want your cells to continually have to clear and cleanse and clear and cleanse and clear and cleanse. It's not worth it, right? You want to allow yourself to be in the vibrational alignment of what you choose. There's no right or wrong, and there's no judgment on any of it, because you'll have to find what is right for you. Everybody has a different vibrational aptitude for light, they're saying. When our bodies are harmonizing with the highest experience of who we are, each body is meant to what's that word? That's not a word that we have. That's not a word that we have. They're showing me a word. I don't think it's a word. To absorb, absturate. That's the word they're showing me. I'll write it down, but I don't think it's a word. I'll look it up later. Absturate. Some of these medical words, I don't know. I have to look the stuff up when they channel to me. They're giving me words and names I don't know. And so it's absorbent. How we absorb light is to the direct belief that you're flowing with spirit. The more flowing in an allowance you are with spirit, the more light you're going to allow yourself to take on. When you're in denial and resistance and you're not wanting change and all of those fear experiences, they're all absolutely normal. Every light worker has to move through those, because you're going to want to show others how to move through and navigate into greater light. Every aspect of our creational reality will be moving through greater light. How do we align with it? How do we create longevity? How do we create better business plans? How do we create better HR agreements? How do we create better fairness and opportunities? Because it all has to align with light. It just has to. Our planet's not going back. There will be those that will want to, shift themselves out of this reality, and as all is a beautiful and elegant design by source. Everybody has their own unique way of taking another soul's path, just because they want to learn those soul lessons, and everybody will have their unique way of doing so. Spirit, that's all this divine, that's the divine elegance, and everything is divinely planned with spirit. God, only God knows, only God knows, only God knows. And those that want to practice other things on because there's an infinite number of earths, right? Infinite number of earths that are playing out vibrational games based on their soul's progression, light progression. How are they able to absorb and process light? How are they able to use the rules of the universe? Are they ready to move up in those rules of the universe, right? It's just like those soccer games, right? And you're constantly trying to harmonize with aspects of light and groups of light. And every group of light is going to have its constant allowance of harmonization to ever greater light. If they're all working on their own interdependence, their own light, they will co-create expansiveness from the all. Somebody new comes in with really high vibrational light, and that high vibrational light will add value to that group and will constantly rise. Then there will be those that perhaps might not want to. And so they're just going to fall off and go into their universal experience of that earth, and they will co-create with others that are at a similar vibration. They'll go through their soul's lessons based on whatever soul program they want to work on, whether it's fear, control, greed, and they still want to play out those manipulative programs. That's fine. There's no judgment, because their soul needs it, right? Their soul needs it. Everything is based on, again, the God's divine plan. There is no judgment. There is only judgment because you're continuing to fall back into those ego programs of that good or bad. No, it's not qualitative or quantitative. A soul's lesson is never. It is the understanding of, can I allow myself to navigate a source and always return to source? I can go here and I go there. I can experience all vibrational emotions. And can I rebalance myself and create new? Can I rebalance myself and create new? We are masters of spirit. So that spirit doesn't have to have the angels transcend upon us to reformat our balancing, because we're so out of control with aggression and violence. And that's what happens in decades of our history, because we have not been using the laws of the universe. We have not been using the right use of free will, and all aspects of our soul have been affected. What you create right now affects all aspects of your soul's creation. And now we're saying, now you have enough wisdom, create from that heart space. Create so that you're knowing that you're affecting all universes, and your excitement of who you are, your adoration of who you are, your chanting of who you are, you're accelerating your vibration of thy name, healing of it, of thy name, through the music and the song and the dance of thy name. And again, those are multidimensional stories. So your repertoire need only be love, as all diversity will illuminate from here. Surrender the desire to prove a point or to be right. Just simply love. Create the belonging into this, and it becomes a new story. And only through you and through God and spirit, that is the life through which all has been created. So just return yourself back to spirit. I return myself back to spirit. I surrender. I allow. Return myself back to spirit. I allow. Spirit always guiding you. If you're in alignment with your higher self, your intuition is going to say, no, not that over here. No, not that over here. Okay, do that over there. You might need a lesson to go back to and clear that story out. And a lot of it is too, for those of you that will be leaders, and we also have leadership vocational classes once a month, and they're $50 for leadership. And those are for leaders, masters, and healers that want to up-level their gifts and their skills to create that 5D leadership. And so get in touch with us there. And we had a great class on Saturday. I'm so happy to be a part of everybody's exploration. So be the seeker and the blesser and the speaker of love. For this is the unity and kindness and care that all of earth is asking for, and the gifts of earth that are asking for you to respond and dance with him. For it is all God speaking, and God and singing, and God and dancing, and God is the presence of all that is it, of all that is, and you will be shown the way. So the only repertoire you need is love. And because there's so many wounds, speaking on behalf of who you are, and speaking on behalf of your sacred gifts, and knowing that your sacred gifts are unique to you, and it's absolutely okay, and it's absolutely asked of that you praise in thyself, because you are God. Why would you not want to praise who you are? Spirit blessed you and gave you an incredible experience of life to praise yourself. And you absolutely know when you're praising from a space of ego because it wants it, right? Whereas just dropping into your heart, wow, I know this, I feel it. And those are vibrations that you just feel and you just know. That is called alchemy. That's when you know that you've shifted a belief. And you can feel it alchemize, you absolutely can. And when you work with that spirited essence, that purity of within, balancing of the mother and father energies, that's how you alchemize. Thank you, Spirit. So love abounds for all there is. There is so much for you to explore and so much for you to dance with. And this is how the planet sings to you and offers so much as a multidimensional song. So again, many of my classes, we've offered Gaia Speak, and so many of our symposiums and webinars have been about how to tap into your Gaia gifts and your vocational gifts that will be awakening, and how to just soak within them and offer them as a presence of love and the presence of who you are, because you are presence. You are the love of who you are, is being pleasant with God and pleasant with all that God offers you, and then just sing within it and dance within it, whatever your creative gifts are, because some of them we again don't have words for. And then you allow that expression to just bathe and cleanse and clear, and you get to raise yourself up just by the expression of you. And then give yourself enough time to call in that light and continue that integration and processing. What did I feel today? Where did that take me? Wow, that was fun and exciting. And just process. That's your entanglement. That's your intimacy with spirit, all creation, flowers, animals, the richness of our planet that's calling to us, and why we're seeing what we see on our planet unfold. Because it's asking us to engage. How can I help? How can I be a part of this resolve? How can I be the best version of me? How can I really inspire every day to come forward and say, I'm gonna improve my gifts today. I want to be a part of that. And we say improve not again is the ego experience. We say improve is just becoming more intimate and full and rich, right? Because 5D energy is about being rich within yourself, being that co-creative richness. Are you the joyous spirit? Yes, I'm really in. I feel great about who I am. I feel really great. I'm in joy of who I am. This is my name. Do you want to hear me sing it? And they just show me all aspects of me are singing too. And that's when you become even more rich with spirit, because all soul aspects are singing up with you, and you become this vessel of constant renewal of richness. And we love you, dear lighted ones. We're going to do a quick pulling of our oracles, and we thank you so much. For those of you that would like to join us on these classes and courses and webinars, we would love for that. And we're going to have special guest stars that are, I say stars because we absolutely are connected on the star realm and the galactic federations that are with us in the chambers. I'm so grateful, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you. And there's beautiful, special people that are in our vibrational crowd right now that we want to send a special connection with, and you know who you are. You're coming through in the vibrational field. For those of you that would love to assist and honor us in each person's threading of creation. And we know that you've helped us so much create the blessings of oneness of who we are becoming. And absolutely honoring your presence. Thank you. Oh, and they're showing me many of future aspects of you that are tuning in right now. So I see everything on clouds. Not everything. When they show me the different realities, potential realities, I see everything on clouds, and they show me that those are your future aspects. And so they're showing me future aspects of you. Thank you. And many of the experiences that we're all opening the coded portals for us to experience new experiences of Earth. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to pull an oracle. There's so many stories going on right now. My mouth has to keep up. I'm learning how to channel. It's so very strange. This is an incredible experience for me as a conduit and a channel, because I see things in a multidimensional and I get imprints at the same time. So when I'm receiving, anything from Spirit and from God and from my teams and from the collectives and the beautiful chambers, I'm so grateful. Not only do I feel it in my field as an imprint, and there's little packets of information and things that I'm just downloading and I just get, I'm also receiving as the imprint of God saying the story of what I'm seeing. And so it's a multidimensional now experience, but my mouth can only work in ways that as fast as the mouth and the brain can work to get the words out. And so your lower brain is being rewired so that you can work in a more telepathic communion, because we will be in 5D all telepathically connected after that 3-day process that we've talked about. We will automatically be connecting with each other telepathically. And why it's important that as you're getting used to working with energy, again, as we've talked about in other shows, using the right use of free will to honor and value the respect and the boundaries of others, to those that can and do have access to remote viewing and understand how to use telepathy and so on and so forth, to use it in a respectful manner. And all agencies and all future aspects of work and vocations will all be taught and offered these experiences of right use of free will, not to engage in any remote viewing when you're not having the permission of those that you're remote viewing, of course, because obviously you wouldn't want that remote viewing to be done with you. Again, it's treat thy neighbor as thy neighbor, right? Do unto others as you do unto you, because allow yourself, whatever you're putting out there, you're manifesting. So whatever you're manifesting, whether it's in right use of free will or not right use of free will, you will be experiencing the same thing. So again, if you do have telepathy, and especially those of you that have twin flames and soul partners and experiences like that, make sure that you're discussing at an open and owning level, especially when you're in a house of people, as you're opening all of your telepathic gifts and your empathy. Your light affects their light, your moods affect their moods, your thought forms affect their thought forms. Any energy you're carrying, any wounds you're carrying affect all those that you surround yourself within, and why it's up to each person to be responsible for their own path, their own light, their own healing. Discuss if you want to have that telepathic connection so that you can begin practicing it with those that you're close with. And those have to happen in open communications, in agreement of all parties. Because if it isn't, then you're then the honoring of not right of use of free will, and again, you're attracting those energies into your experience. So again, it's all understanding the universal energies. Thank you, Spirit. So they're just showing me Spirit is always with us. Like right now, there's galactic beings that are with me right now. And they're slowly showing themselves to me in different ways. And so many of you are, when you see things out of the corner of your eye and you're feeling that breath of, that cold air and hot air, different experiences that you're having when you're opening into these new levels of co-creation 5D. And you will be seeing and feeling them if you so choose to work with and engage with them in that way. Just ask for it and know what you're ready for, as long as you're working through those fears, right? Thank you, Spirit. So they were showing me, take me back there on that thread, please. Okay, so this morning I was talking to them. I was saying I'd like to have more experiences with you, and I'd like to be threading with you in a lot more ways, because it opens me up to those codes and those galactic experiences that we're all preparing for first contact in the next couple of years, and allowing ourselves to be a part of that beautiful experience, because each and every person is on a different reality of Earth. So when I say couple of years, you might not have that experience. It's all dependent on your own unique soul's blueprint and what you've worked through as far as the fears that you've had about such experiences. And that's up to each person to work with their teams. And we also have classes for that as well, if you wanted to join us on those, on how to prepare your bodies and your systems, because that's why we've talked about so often is that 51% of light allows us to be in the highest elevation and illumination to meet such beings of higher frequency experience. When we say high frequency, again, the ego will always go to better or greater than. It's not. It's that they're processing light at a very fast pace. So if we're not at a similar pace than that, then what will be magnified the most quickly, because that's that fear and flight ego, is that I'm not enough. So that's why you have to work through those fears of your own self-adoration, so that you can be in alignment of the highest beings that you're going to meet, because they're processing such great light. They know exactly who they are. That's why people that have great light are good to be around. They feel good, right? But you have to know how to get it yourself too. That's what's being sovereign, that you know that you're absolutely healthy. You can create your own life from your own breath source and your own life source of spirit. That's up to each person to manifest unto themselves, so that they're readying themselves for their own soul's contract and who they're going to meet. And every soul has their own experience and their own plan, right? Everybody's different. And of course, it's meant to be. And so they want to take me back to, I was speaking with them and I said, I would like to have that communication and that connection with you. And they were saying that they weren't ready to view themselves quite yet. They were with me right next to me, but I'm used to talking with them in telepathic, and I can talk with energies without seeing them. I know they're there because I'm an intuitive. I feel it. I'm an empath. I'm a conduit. So I feel the energies in the fields and I feel the energies in the room. And sometimes God will show me, depending if it's a client in a medical experience and a blockage, then I see it as field energies, things in the field and the chakras that need to be cared for, and where the blocks are and the belief patterns are. Was there another point to that story? Spirit, you were talking to me about first contact. Yes, again, so it's radiating your highest and your best in adoration of you. So sing your song with pleasantry, because those that will be meeting us will do so, right? And we have to match that. It's always equal measure. So whatever it is you're wanting, it needs to be met in equal measure. And again, why we go back to the right use of free will. That when you're intending things, it's always use divine order, divine order, divine order, and never intending anyone to be in your manifestation, that anyone specific. You can say a soulmate, yeah, great soulmate, that's great, because then it leaves it up to the universe to pick that highest and best for you. But don't put any specific person and their energy in your place of where you want them in your story, because that's not using the right use of free will. That's you manifesting something that you want, not even in considering what they want and what's a part of their path. And that must be worked out, because those are control paradigms, and they must be worked out. And spirit won't allow, those energies. Spirit will allow, because it's your manifestation, but that other person will absolutely say, I'm not manifesting this. That's not my manifestation. I manifested it, say no. And the other person's going, well, I manifested, say yes. And you say, but that's not where I want to manifest. There's not a vibrational match. And so that must be understood at a soul level, that you can't place someone in a version of somebody that you want and have a name to it and a body attached to it and say, no, you're going to be it, because that is absolutely not using the right use of free will. And you'll get that, because your manifestation will show you that. Because that person will say, no, I'm not that story. Just use the right use of free will. Divine order. It's kind of simple. Just use the right use of free will. Then you won't have to keep correcting karma. So lessons. Okay, one final card. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, that's wonderful. Wow, throat chakra clearing. Right use of free will. When we've all been in programs of manipulation and control, it affects, and it's very damaging and painful when you're involved with those programs where people want things from you and they want you to be a part of their story that you've said time and time again, no, I'm not playing that game. And it takes a lot, and that's why we're teaching it, because every child needs to understand how to navigate bullying, how to navigate those that are not understanding how to use energy properly or benevolently or kindly, and it's being used in malevolent ways. And just to stand in your power and know that you're light. Again, focus on the light, focus on who you are with spirit, sing your song. That's what this is. That's what this card is all about. Sing the song of you that you were birthed within. The sunflower is the sun. It is a symbol of the sun and spirit, mother, father, that you're being birthed within, and there is always a unique song just for you. And it's up to you to create the life of you, which is why the sunflower has so much within it as nurturance and sustenance, and the seeds that it has and the petals that it has. It's just abundant. That's what sunflowers epitomize, the abundance of spirit, because it's always going to flourish you in different ways and new ways. You will always be fed and nourished. And again, it's so beautiful that these are all circular. You see the circles in all of these. When you're spiraling in manifestation, where are you spiraling from? What's that vibrational energy that you're manifesting from? And just know that you're going to be brought all of these beautiful gifts and manifestations. These abundances will always be placed in your field for you to choose. What is it that I want to accept today, Spirit? How can I receive today? How can I receive today? They're always in your field. And those are the spirals of manifestation. You're creating those pluses. To any story that you're releasing, you create the pluses. I'm going to create this. I'm going to create this. I'm going to create this. I'm going to be truthful with you. I'm going to be genuine. I want to feel that genuine heart pulsation where I get to sing and affect all creation. It reverberates back to you. So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to adore yourself? Because it's going to reverberate back to you. You want to be received in love. And this is the receiving. What you put out will come back. What you're putting out will always be received in kind. So what do you want to receive in kind? Love, honor, truth. What are your values? And this is what our collective manifestation has shown us. What have we manifested as a collective? How are we treating our planet, and what are we manifesting? How are you manifesting on the planet to be a part of peace and harmony, and you're dealing with aggression and anger in ways that are constructive and honoring? And you're seeing your children and offering your children constructive ways to deal with anger and bullying, and have them tune into their energy bodies, have them tune into their fields, have them take time after school before going on electronics and processing their emotions and processing their day. It's really, really important, because when they go into do the electronics, they're shutting down their emotional body, and they're not allowing that decompression time to process what occurred in that day. So these are tips just really to go back within, practice breath, playtime out in the playground, clear out their fields and say, let's process. What did you go through today? Let's just sit and talk. And that way you both have that sacred communion with one another. You're allowing them to process and be okay with their emotions, to express their emotions, and to navigate their emotions, and then to set new intentions. I can do this tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to do this differently, Mom. Tomorrow I'm going to do that differently, Mom. And they get to know that they're navigating their life. They're standing within their power. And it doesn't matter what energies are outside of them. It doesn't matter what energies are outside of them and what stories are being played and what's being played on the news, that they get to know that they are creating their unique transformation. Because remember, the reality is for us to change. We're the ones bringing heavens to earth through us. So we must bring that heavenly experience, not just simply become rotating experiences of old stories. No, we rise above and we say, no, today it changes. Today I am new. My cells are new. My body is new. I get to choose new, because you can. We love you, dear lighted ones. The links are below. We would love any donations that you have to assist us in our movement in ascension, moving forward in all of our multidimensional experiences. And we thank you to all of the light councils and all of the beautiful beings of light. We thank you so much, and we love you so much. Know that your health and wellness and your balance is so important. And just take that 5 minutes of deep breath, realign, choose a new vibrational feeling, and then take time throughout your day and encourage and empower and inspire the children to take time throughout the day to process what they're going through, because we will continue to accelerate. And that processing time is where all mastery is learned, and where your own self-empowerment to choose anew, to refine, to redefine, and create anew. It's held within the processing, allowing yourself to integrate yourself anew, to renew and recycle yourself anew, and then create the brilliance in the song of you. We love you, dear lighter ones. We love you so much. Namaste.